Into the Now Morning Show. Here we are having a good time this morning, and just segueing from that sweet pan music, we now go to speak about Meet the Candidates, because on the 25th of January, the THA will host its elections where Tobagonians will go and vote for their representatives. Joining me this morning to chat a bit, it's Kwesi the Vignes, who is the Providence Mason Hall Mariah candidate in Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you. And how are you this morning?
Doing quite well. Doing quite well. Thank you for joining us.
Excellent. It's my pleasure.
Now, Kwesi, with the upcoming election, there's so many things that are, so many issues that are heavily on the minds of Tobagonians. Could you outline some of them for us?
Well, really and truly, and that's a great question to start with. The true thing is representation that they can trust and depend on. And that's why I think the NACTA poll that was published yesterday reflected what it did, because the People's National Movement, of course, has presented that type of leadership that Tobagonians can trust, can depend on for the last 20 years. And we are saying that development is a continuous journey. And the PNM is pledging to build Tobago together with everyone. And I think people are excited to see some of the things happen. All of the physical development in Tobago from Charlottesville to Crown Point. The PNM has gotten it done, of course. My current role as Secretary of Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment, we've been able to make many things happen in Tobago. Of course, one of the burning issues continues to be autonomy, and it's good that the PNM is working hand in hand with the PNM central government in Trinidad. We are championing the cause of autonomy for Tobago, and we are looking forward to delivering for the people of Tobago. But continuing the physical development, the human capital development, developing the people's social safety net. These are all key things for us. And of course, in my electoral district in particular, people want to talk about agriculture, training for the young people, and tourism.
In your specific constituency, what would you say is the main thing that needs to happen right now, the main change that needs to happen in your constituency?
Really and truly, it's about moving the young people. And I would tell you an experience I had. I went to one of the main areas in Mariah, and the young people there were saying, well, they don't want, there are people who are offering them alcohol and so on, and they don't want that. They want to talk development, and they were very happy with some of the plans to move them forward, because no matter where you go now, there are different people who ask about employment, but they are able to see the vision that we have for the area. I've been talking to them about exporting from right in Providence, Mason, Mariah, particularly in the agricultural sector. So off the bat, what we are working on right now is a farmers market as we seek to boost agriculture. We are also engaging landowners as we speak to deal with some of the idle land that there is in the area, so that we can get a lot of young people engaged in farming. And of course, once you have the farmers market, so people can know that on a Wednesday or Thursday, they can get fresh produce in the area. That's one of the big things. And of course, getting the village councils up and running, infusing some young talent into the village council, ensuring that they are mentored by the older, more mature members and members in the community. And that's also going to go a long way, because really and truly, it's about empowering people. And the role I see myself playing is bringing all of these organizations together, bringing all of the talent together, networking everyone, and ensuring that we can develop the talent within the community, start developing assets within the community, and of course, look at developing the industries, agriculture, fishing, tourism within the community, so we can start exporting.
Do you believe that young people in your constituency are empowered and are informed enough to really take the reins and go out there and do what is needed to make the necessary change in that constituency and across Tobago, really?
Yes, and I think that's critical. The people understand, and you see, on the 21st, for example, we are opening a new health center in Mariah. It's a long-awaited project, and people are looking forward to it. We are moving towards getting other things done in the community. I think right now the people of Providence, Mason, and Mariah are truly excited, and the work that we've been doing with them, the work I have personally been doing on the ground as well, to empower young people. I've worked in civil society with civil society organizations for over 20 years. So I've been working with a lot of the persons in a private capacity. So it's really now to marry the civil society work and the elbow grease that we're accustomed putting in civil society with public sector resources, and of course, incorporating the business know-how of the private sector. So it's bringing all sectors of society together, private sector, civil society, and of course, public sector through me as the next representative. So I think when everyone is working together, that nexus is going to benefit the community, and we're going to really drive development in a particular way. People are saying to me, Kwesi, we can really be the model for development in Tobago, and I totally agree. So I'm looking forward to presenting some of these things. I can give you a quick example where in a particular area in Mason Hall, for over 15 years, they were asking for a street light. And I said, listen, we could either sit down and wait for T&Tech to get it for us, or we can do it together. And what we were able to do is husband some resources in the community. I would have brought the rest of the resources. We got someone in the community who can do solar lighting. And now the residents are very happy. They have a brand new solar light. And they're calling me in the night time and boasting how bright it is. Nobody has to bounce their foot anymore when they're walking and so on. And again, showing the talent, using the talent in the community, husbanding the resources in the community to develop, to meet the needs of the people in the community. So it's very empowering for them to see that we did that together. It's very empowering for them to know that it happened everything happened within the community. And again, it's something that we can now export and say, listen to other communities. We don't only have to depend on street lighting from T&Tech. We can look towards solar lighting, start using solar lighting. And this is part of the P&M's manifesto as well, to use alternative energy a lot more in Tobago. So we're well on track, and I'm looking forward to leading that process come from January 25th onwards.
Wonderful. And before we go, final question. Tobago is heavily reliant on the tourism industry as well as agriculture. Do you think there's any industry in particular in Tobago right now that is very much untapped and can be used to create income and employment?
Definitely. I think the creative sector is one area, of course, and the creative sector from the point of view of we are very talented and we are rich in cultural history. I think we can look towards how we can get that out there, tapping into the orange industry, as they call it. So we have been making strides in that area. Of course, we have the old time wedding in Mariah and so on. So really and truly is tapping into that orange industry, getting music out there, ensuring that we have the right quality of productions. We have tambourine music, which can be used. It's indigenous to Tobago. And it's time we start getting, probably for Carnival, Bonjour Marshall singing on a tambourine rhythm. So those are the types of things we have to get into and tap into as we move forward in this time. And of course, everyone is speaking digitization. We have seen what Sikani from Tobago has done with the Black Panther movie. So a lot of young people are looking at that animation. So we're seeing robotics, animation, those areas, technology being a great way forward as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. I want to thank you so much for your time this morning, Kwesi de Vignes, and all the best for the upcoming election.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you and the rest of Trinidad and Tobago.
Wonderful. Thank you. That was Kwesi de Vignes, who is the candidate for Providence, Mason Hall, Mariah in Tobago for the upcoming THA elections. All right. So I know that he said something. You're smiling just off camera when he was speaking about the creative industry.
Made me smile, but yeah, the orange economy one made me smile. Like I thought of it, Bungie or Marshall, he said on a
tambourine rhythm, right?
It could be very interesting. I mean, I feel like something similar has happened before, but I don't want to lie, So I don't want to lie, but I think something similar happened before. But what really caught me though was that when he said the residents of the community came together to put in the street lights, right?
Right, yeah.
For me, like, yes, that's fantastic. That's great that, the community could come together. But it also speaks to the systems that need to fix in terms of how we run our state agencies sometimes. And maybe the process by which it takes to get a street light installed in a place that needs it.
Yeah, I mean, because as he said, they were asking for it for like 15 years.
Exactly. Like, that's a process that needs to, I mean, I know that politicians can't fix that necessarily, like, overnight, of course. But I don't know how we need to, because people always complain about agencies that, you know, you have to go through this process, and the process takes 20 million years. And sometimes people die and they don't even see the process come to fruition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe we need to look at how some of these processes are run.
Yeah. So true. Well, with that, while we think about that, we're going to take a break. And when we come back, Anka is going to be right in studio, and because it will be time for entertainment news. Stay right where you are.